All right, Armondo, Salazar, Donald Wilkinson. Now, you actually train with Armondo, correct?
I do. He's a great guy. He works hard, protects our country. You know, he's hard not to root for.
That's what I'm talking about. And, of course, me being a wrestler, I love wrestlers, man. Let's see what he's got.
You know, we've been working really hard on his stand-up, trying to make him fluid. It's going to take some time, but he's putting in the work, so. Good block there. Armondo's keeping them hands up really nice.
Wilkinson doing a good job coming out, looking for those head kicks, looking to exploit the striking advantage.
Absolutely.
Hey, he's doing a good job of stuffing this takedown so far. He's got to get those hands. If Armondo can get those hands together, he's probably going to go for a ride here. Doing a good job softening him up with some knees.
Very impressed to see him sit there and throw those knees. We've been working on that a lot in the gym.
So how about it, fellas? A trifecta of terror on the call here again. What a great featherweight battle we've got going right here, Richard.
Oh, I think he's in trouble now. Good. It's a good takedown.
Good takedown. Wilkinson did a good job of getting back to guard there.
He did.
Yeah, Salazar looked like he was going to have side control, but Wilkinson did a really good job pulling full guard there.
Well, let's see what kind of damage we can get from Mr. Armondo here. Being a wrestler, he's going to grind out pretty hard, try to keep control, have heavy hips. I want to see him use those hands, open up this pass.
I'd like to see Armondo do a little bit more ground and pound now. He's got to sit there and get his arms a little bit more active down there.
Now, Richard, you're in a position with a wrestler on top of you, very dominant wrestler in Salazar. You're Wilkinson on the bottom. What is going through your mind right now? What's your best bet to get away from this?
Going through your mind is, I messed up. I should still be on my feet. But, you know, right now, he wants to control damage and wait for a mistake just like that, pop back up to his feet. Salazar got a little too wild with his ground and pound. Actually didn't use it to advance. He was just too worried about trying to throw the hands. So that's exactly what Wilkinson did the right thing.
And Wilkinson showing no back down, back to the stand-up game, laying in the kicks to the midsection, throwing hands up top.
Looked good.
And you heard the cliche so many times in mixed martial arts, you know, wrestlers are not real comfortable with throwing the hands. They want to be down on the ground.
Yeah, Armondo seems to be having a little bit of a problem. He's reaching for these takedowns versus actually trying to set them up right now. He needs to slow down the pace, maybe work behind a jab and try to set up a takedown. He's reaching and he's getting caught with these right now.
Absolutely, I'd love to see him.
There's a big knee.
I'd love to see him throw a couple of straights. A 1-2, 1-2 would be.
That knee hurt him. That knee hurt him from Wilkinson.
Wilkinson doing a good job keeping the distance, keeping Salazar away, but he's got to be a little more accurate with those punches, swinging a little wild here and there.
He's landing a nice, some nice body kicks, which is dangerous against a wrestler, but Salazar is starting to wear these blows pretty heavy here. Seems to be slowing down a little bit.
Exactly. Now trying for another takedown. There's the nice sweep.
Takedown. 10 seconds left in this fight, in this round, excuse me. He's going to go past the guard. He's going to end up on top, which always looks good for the judges, but I think we're going to go down one round for Mr. Armondo Salazar here.
Yeah, he started out the fight really hot, got the great takedown, imposing the wrestler's will from the top. But Wilkinson able to bring the fight back to the standing position and did a really good job showing no ill effects from the early takedown.
That was a good round. Very entertaining.
Good round, close, very close round. Two takedowns from Mr. Salazar. I think Wilkinson was obviously a little bit more accurate, more active on the feet, which may win him. You know, it really depends on what judge you've got. If you got a judge who's a grappler, he may go towards Salazar. You got a judge who leans more toward the striking, he's going to go for Mr. Wilkinson there.
Absolutely. It was just a very entertaining round. Both people had their moments. So it's going to be interesting, like you said, to see which judge looks at it from which way.
Wilkinson a little more seasoned of the two fighters. He's 1-1 is his amateur record, whereas Salazar making his debut inside the cage tonight.
Yeah, you know, he's getting some good advice here from Brett Mason. I think you're going to see him try to set up his shot. You know, he really didn't shoot for a double or shoot for a single. Was clinching up against the cage and grabbing. I'd like to see him work behind a jab or even an overhand and work his way into an actual shot.
Well, exactly. You're a wrestler. Use that to your strengths. Use what got you to the dance. Now we see referee Chris Hill giving a few instructions here to start the round, something he didn't like in the first, I guess. And here we go, round two underway, featherweight battle between these two warriors.
Salazar coming out throwing kicks.
And again, here comes Wilkinson ready to throw hands, and he jumps right into that takedown.
Oh, Salazar
reversed.
Salazar's got to get those hips moving. Push down on one of those legs. You got to eat a few punches to get to half guard first.
He's covering up. You see Wilkinson trying to bring some hammer fists, just going to work the ground and pound. Here's where the conditioning comes in, Richard. You throw those punches until you tire out or the referee stops the fight.
Right, and so, you know, Salazar really needs to have a sense of urgency here. These are short rounds. These are amateur fights. The referee's not going to let you take a whole lot of damage on the bottom. He's doing a good job of getting to the hips, but he needs to roll with it. He needs to get up.
You see him trying to pop those hips and get Wilkinson off the top, but he's having no luck with it right now, just hanging on, trying not to absorb any more blows to the head.
Wilkinson's so high on his chest. Salazar needs to push back, and he's going to give up his back here if he keeps turning. He needs to push back and work for either half guard. Looks like the ref is going to stop in here in just a minute. He's not going to let him take too many more of these shots.
Now, from a fan standpoint, these kind of stoppages can be frustrating. You know those punches aren't doing a lot of damage, but the referee's going to protect the fight.
Right, they're not doing a lot of damage. Also, at that point, Salazar is not defending himself intelligently at that point. He's really just trying to survive versus actually defending correctly at that point.
Absolutely. There's so much more he could have done. But like you said, in his first amateur fight ever, it's a learning experience.
Exactly, and you know it's different from what you go through as a boxer, where you can have hundreds of amateur fights. In MMA, you know, guys are seemingly ready to think to go pro within 5 fights.
You know, that is a big deal. When, you know, I had over 150 amateur boxing matches, and these guys are going pro after 5 or 6. But you know, it's a different way.
Let's take it back to Dynamite Dave for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee has called a stoppage to the action at 1 minute 11 seconds in round number 2, declaring your winner, Donald Wilkinson.